Hey everyone, my name is Jimmy Fowler. I'm a meteorologist here at the National Weather Service in Grand Junction, Colorado. And today I'll be talking with you guys about the April climate summary for across eastern Utah and western Colorado. This background image here is by Todd Field, the winner of our spring photo contest. We will be having a summer photo contest in the next couple of months, so be on the lookout for that. Before I go into the entire month of April, I'm going to give you a little spiel about what happened at the end of April with the very, very wet weather we experienced for both high mountain snow as well as very heavy valley rainfall. First, I'll talk about the snow. So this event occurred basically over the last few days of April, from April 28th to the 30th. And across that time, we had multiple reports of about a foot or more snow, with the big winner of Gothic, Colorado, that had 31 inches of snow across this event. This image here shows the Vail Pass road camera on the 28th. So you can see it was very, very, very bad driving conditions. And so this event not only dumped very heavy mountain snow, but also a lot of rain. Across this 3-day period, Colburn, Colorado kind of had one of the highest amounts with 1.7 inches of rain. So that is a lot of rain for this part of the country. A lot of places had around 1.5 inches in Avon and 10 miles northeast of Cedar Edge. Just outside of Pagosa Springs, they get just under an inch. Here at the Grand Junction Airport, we get 0.86 inches of rain. And that is actually about just over the total amount of rain we had in the previous 28 days of April. So we about doubled the amount that we had for the month of April in about 3 days. Montrose got about 0.8, and Canyonlands got about 0.75 inches. Now, towards the end of this rain event, we had a couple of thunderstorms move through the Grand Valley that produced some pretty fantastic cloud images. This image here is of the Book Cliffs taken out from outside of Clifton, where we show like some really nice thunderclouds moving through the Grand Valley. And then I took this picture here at the office showing the rainbow over the upper air building where we launch our radiosondes. So it has some pretty nice skies at the end of this event. From this event, from the rainfall that fell as well as the snow melt, we did have a couple of reports of some flooding. These images here are from the Paonia River Park, which is with the flooding occurring at the confluence of the Minnesota Creek and the North Fork of the Gunnison River. So see some low level flooding, not really anything too significant, but enough to cause a little bit of issues. Another event that we had this month happened on April 26th, where we had some thunderstorms move through the Grand Valley, and one of these thunderstorms produced a microburst, which is essentially just a burst of wind in the small scale, micro scale. Now this occurred kind of near the airport, where basically the thunderstorm kind of collapsed and then splatted out. And that splat creates a very strong outflow of wind. Here at the Grand Junction Airport, we recorded a 73 mile per hour wind gust. So that's just 1 mile below a Cat 1 hurricane. So pretty windy. We also, on April 21st, we had some more thunderstorms move through the Grand Valley, and this storm was quite a bit of a hail maker. We had a lot of hail here at the office, which is located kind of around here, but we had this picture sent in to our Facebook page of the hail-covered roadways in the Redlands. It almost looks like it snowed, but that's all hail. Now, moving into kind of what happened for the temperature-wise and precipitation across the region, April is kind of a transition month, so we have some pretty hot days and some pretty cold nights. Grand Junction and Canyonlands had the highest temperatures for the month of 81 degrees. That occurred towards the end of the month on the 26th in Grand Junction and the 27th in Canyonlands. Aspen had the coolest high temperature of 70 degrees. That occurred on the 20th. For low temperature wise, we had quite a bit of spread. Canyonlands had the highest low temperature of 29 degrees. And Meeker and Durango actually had the coolest temperatures of dropping down into the mid-teens, with the coldest temperature occurring on April 12th in Durango of 16 degrees, so pretty cold. Precipitation-wise, we ended up pretty above average for across the month of April. Every site other than Durango and Cortez had above average precipitation. The Meeker had the highest amount of precipitation with 2.3 inches, which was about 0.78 inches above normal. Rifle actually had the highest amount of precipitation above normal of 1.96, which was 0.82 inches above the average, so pretty wet. So Durango was the driest with 0.69, and it was also the site that had the lowest precipitation according for the month of April, according to the normal, of below 0.41. Now, one kind of interesting thing with Grand Junction, so for the entire span of the beginning part of the year, from January to April, we've gotten 5.05 inches of rain. That is actually the third highest amount of precipitation we have received for the January through April time period on record, which goes back to 1893. Now, all this rain means good news for the drought. It has pretty much been wiped out from across our region with a only tiny sliver of D1 drought in the southwest portion. So, we're almost completely out of the drought. And the forecast for the next couple months shows that the drought is going to actually improve. So hopefully within the next couple months, we'll be completely drought free. So here's the latest of the snowpack as of May 1st. Here across Utah, it is very high compared to normal. The southeastern Utah and across all of eastern Utah is 648% of normal. So very, very snowy. And across Colorado, the northwest Colorado is just about above average at 108% above normal. And in the southwest portion, it's about 165% of normal. Now, I'm going to dive in a little bit into Colorado compared to last year, which shows just how drastic of a difference there is between last year and this year. Across last year, all of southwestern Colorado is in that red. That's below 50% of the average. And now it's the blues and the dark blues showing over 150% of our average. Kind of one really interesting fact was the San Miguel, Dolores, and San Juan River Basin, so this little corner down here, is 1,189% of last year. So that's essentially, at this point last year, we could have fit 11 times what we had last year into this year's snowpack. Pretty impressive. The outlook for the month of May shows that we are looking into probably actually cooler than normal temperatures and actually continuing into this kind of wetter than average period. So it's looking good for the drought to be completely wiped away. That brings us to the end for the climate summary for the month of April. If you guys have any pictures through the month of May of some interesting weather or just some cool landscapes, be sure to send us through our social media pages, and you may be included on May's climate summary. Have a good day.